Here are your seeing the old and the beautiful spoilers what to watch moments for Thursday, July 17th, 2025. After Grace finally found a way to save Liam, it was all hands on deck to get the job done. However, she couldn't get the job done at University Hospital. Liam had to be taken to a special facility, so Bill whisked him away with nobody knowing, except Grace, of course. Bill was just thrilled that he could do something for his son, especially since he blamed himself for Liam's gunshot wound. If he hadn't helped free Luna, then Liam would have never been shot. Grace and her colleague got to work as soon as they could. When the surgery was over, Bill was told that Liam's prognosis looked good. The tumor had been removed. Of course, Grace had to make sure she got payment first, a cool $1 million since this procedure was not covered by insurance. Bill is set to whisk an unconscious Liam away again, but why? Does he realize that there was something very fishy about how this whole surgery went down? Grace made a very big deal about the wired money for a reason. After the surgery, Grace checks her phone, and it looks like the wired money went directly to her. Grace seemed very annoyed and frustrated by some texts and a phone call a few weeks ago, which concerned Finn. Could she have needed the money this badly that she did something to Liam that she shouldn't have done? Is Liam really going to be okay? Perhaps Bill catches on to the fact that he might have made a very big mistake when he agreed to allow this surgery. Or maybe he just wants Liam to recuperate away from everyone else so he can come back stronger than ever. Bill didn't even know about Liam's tumor until Monday. Now, he might want to spend as much time with his son as possible. After all, he almost lost him to a gunshot wound, and now Liam might live for years to come. Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel, Soap Spectrum. I am Emily here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. Liam and his loved ones have been through the ringer, what with him being told he was dying of an inoperable brain mass and then surviving a near-fatal shooting. But hope is on the horizon after a medical miracle was performed. Now Liam can go back to living an uncomplicated life, right? Wrong. Bold and Beautiful just signaled another twist in the storyline, and it's a whopper. In fact, one character may be run right out of town when all is revealed. We all know what led to Liam being rushed to the hospital and diagnosed with a brain bleed, concussion, and ultimately an inoperable brain mass. We're also aware of the devastation that followed the news. Steffi and Finn took Liam in, and he proceeded to hide the truth from everyone else so as to not live out his last days amid a sea of pity. But we knew that couldn't last. Steffi broke down and told Hope, and Hope told Carter. Steffi also told Taylor. Liam had finally been persuaded to tell his father and brothers when the shooting went down, so Bill was totally in the dark about the diagnosis when he showed up at the hospital. It wasn't long, however, before Hope blurted it out, and Bill was left reeling, not only by the news that his son was dying, but that he'd kept something so significant from him. That's when it was Grace Buckingham to the rescue. Once Bill got past a ragey ridge and into Liam's hospital room, Buckingham informed Bill that there was a top-secret experimental surgery that might rid his son of the brain mass for good, but it would cost big bucks. Dollar Bill didn't blink at the $1 million price tag, and before one could say, "This doesn't seem like standard protocol," Liam was whisked to a private clinic where something amazing went down. In a regular old hospital room that wasn't even a proper OR, Liam was put under and operated on by Grace, and a so-called surgeon who exchanged a lot of suspicious looks throughout, and who had no support staff on hand. Liam's head wasn't even shaved before Buckingham made an incision with the scalpel. After a skeptically short amount of time, Grace let Bill in to see his son, who was declared cured by a medical miracle. But we had our doubts. The shifty looks on Grace's face alone would have been enough to signal us that something was fishy. If our hunch is correct, the huge twist coming will reveal that Liam never even had a brain mass. His symptoms after leaving the hospital were consistent with someone suffering from a concussion after a brain bleed, which made the diagnosis seem legit. Grace was the one who found the mass, so she's the one behind the deception. Coincidentally, Grace has been receiving pesky texts and calls from someone demanding. We're guessing either she owes money or her gambling addict ex has another huge debt to pay off. Given that she wouldn't want to let her daughter's father be killed, Grace may have come up with this scam as a way to solve the problem. Of course, she would have had to fake the scans that she showed to Finn and Bridget, and pay off the so-called miracle surgeon, who was probably just an anesthesiologist. She repeatedly said she trusted her colleague, trusted him to keep his mouth shut, we're guessing. In any case, Soap's readers, if Liam's loved ones find out Grace Buckingham tortured them by allowing them to believe he was dying, she'll be run out of town on a rail. She also fleeced his frantic father out of $1 million smackaroos, but Bill might have deserved it. Regardless, she's in for a world of hurt. Do you think Grace pulled a scam? Vote! Welcome to the Bold and the Beautiful Daily YAPP for a quick, and by that, I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. So in case you missed the last 2 weeks on The Bold and the Beautiful, the crew at Forrester Creations was there to catch you up. Brooke, Hope, Steffi, and Carter all sat around Eric's office in their business best, discussing everything but business. It didn't matter that they all knew what happened with Luna in the Beach House Art School. They needed to marvel at it all over again, while each took turns telling the story they'd already told and heard multiple times before. And did you know Liam is a hero? That news was so shocking and dramatic that Brooke had to declare it right before the opening theme. Can you imagine all Liam has been through, and he is still fighting? Well, if you can't, Steffi and Hope will tell you. And Steffi will tell you all about how nutty Luna is, how she waved a gun around and locked Miss Dillon in a closet. Apparently, we didn't see this all play out over the course of a few days, and Steffi didn't already tell this story when they were all at the hospital. We were expecting a big Forrester Creations powwow where hope for the future and fragrances would be discussed, but instead, it was Liam, with a little Luna thrown in for good measure. Hopefully, now that we're all caught up, the show can go on. Want more details? We got you! Soap Central has the best full B&B recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each and every one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not, seriously, do not forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs in the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is, if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. Will she be back? And more dangerous than ever? What exactly is going on with Lai? Ever since Luna supposedly took her final breath in that recovery room, Lee's been acting shady enough to make even Sheila Carter look like a model citizen. She was the only one present when her niece's granddaughter died, and Bold and the Beautiful fans can't help but notice her cryptic demeanor and strange conversations with Finn. Remember how Lee secretly saved Finn after he was shot and left for dead? If she pulled that off once, what's stopping her from pulling the same trick with Luna? Fans are already buzzing with theories. Some think Lee has Luna tucked away in a secluded facility, trying to cure her of her violent tendencies. But if that fails, we could see Luna return to the canvas even more unhinged than before. If Lee really does have Luna hidden away somewhere, things are about to get very spicy in Los Angeles. And let's face it, Luna isn't exactly the type to forgive and forget. If she rises from the ashes, who's going to be her first target? Imagine Luna storming back into town with a score to settle. Will she go straight for Steffi, the woman who's been in her crosshairs for months? Or will she set her sights on someone even more vulnerable, like Hayes? The thought of Luna kidnapping her baby brother to punish Finn and Steffi sends chills down our spines. And then there's her mother, Poppy. She's been acting suspiciously cheerful for someone who just lost her only child. If Luna discovers that Poppy isn't mourning her loss nearly as much as she expected, we might see mother versus daughter fireworks that rival anything B&B has ever done. Brace yourselves! Luna's comeback could spell absolute chaos for the Forresters, Finnegans, and Logans alike. If she's alive, Los Angeles is in for one wild, dangerous ride.